Welcome back, guys, to NTDO Martin02. Back again with another live update for Splatoon Raiders. They'll be releasing later on, coming July 27th. For those of you guys joining me here today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest content. Now we'll be reacting to the recently released trailer about the date reveal and uncover all the bits and pieces of the new upcoming solo game. Alright, so it looks like from here we get to see a little bit more of that new environment going on. There's that customization going into full swing. It doesn't look like it'd go that much far out in terms of creative freedom, but I'm actually happy with this. I think it's a nice switch up fitting for the theme going on here. Looks like we got the salmon, it's coming back. Look very different though. Oh, what is going on right there? Oh, it's a treasure chest. Cool. Alright, looks like we've got, like, weapon add-ons. And probably an upgrading system going on there. And we also get a little bit of help from the deep cut members. I'm not clear if these will play out like salmon run matches, or if there's a bit of a dungeon style going on. It does look like we're collecting eggs the same way though. We get to ride Big Man. Is that a flying salmon? It's got wings. Oh, and then we've got July 23rd. Yeah, looks like we'll have amiibos of the deep cut members in this game as opposed to the other. Yeah, the design look on them is like really good, I'd have to say. All right, yeah, let's just kind of skip back to the beginning there. And we'll just kind of pick this apart as we go. So I'm pretty sure out of here we can play as an Inkling or Updotling, maybe. Yeah, that one's a tough call right there. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Inklings and Octolings have very distinct ear shapes. Yeah, this might just be full Octoling here. Because if I'm not mistaken, Inklings have triangular shaped ears, whereas Octolings have like circular ears. Or I could have that all mixed up actually. I think they were more pronounced in the second game when we had Octo expansion. All right. And then from here, like I said before, it does seem like this game is going to kind of take place on sort of a huge map. So there'll be like a little bit of a world progression going on there. Starting from one location to the other, and then perhaps obtaining like treasure, for example, to either upgrade the weapons or just kind of further progress in the story here. As for the reason this is all happening, I would say is probably the well-rounded lore we would have needed on the Salmonids to kind of explain how they came to be, sort of. Um, given that the past final Splatfest for each of the games heavily influenced the upcoming events to sort of the next chapter in the saga we've got going on. Like, for example, Splatoon 2's final Splatfest was Chaos and Order, which dictated where the next hub area would be at. And then coming into full circle, that we've got the Side Order DLC for the third game as kind of a as kind of a bit of a double dip to give everyone a little bit of everything. So in that sense, there would be no loose ends, and the stories would kind of be well rounded. As for the final Splatfest, where we had uh, Team Past, Present, and Future, Team Past became the winner of that particular Splatfest, which and then probably gave us this game as sort of a means to kind of dive back into the lore and give us a little bit more of an eye opener as to where these guys came from. The one thing I'm really curious about is, given the fact that we did have the final Splatfest, there was also the big run that went on that took place in the Great Splatlands. And there's a bit of this, and it kind of behaves almost as if this were like some biblical natural disaster going on, where you'd have the Salmonids appearing out of nowhere, invading Splatsville. But for these particular salmon, they're kind of like drawn to populated areas, given that that they kind of exhibit a little bit of a different behavior going on with the red eyes and the speed they're moving at, which, yeah, I'd say is my honest take on it. In this game, however, yeah, they're kind of skinned a little different. There's also new variants of them. Some that I think might be reference to some of the sticker art you'd see when collecting Grisco prizes. I've seen a couple other commentators and creators actually sort of bring this up in the form of YouTube shorts to kind of do a one-in-one comparison on them. Like the flying salmon, for example, as well as that big one from earlier. This is kind of like a half whale, half salmon. Yeah, this guy. And then for those of you guys concerned about the other small stuff um, about the solo game, this will have a online and local co-op. So really isn't much to be too worried about right there. I'd say for the most part, given that it's a Switch 2 exclusive, I would greatly appreciate if there was a game share feature to kind of play like almost couch co-op with friends or such. Though I I wouldn't put all my I wouldn't put all my high hopes and expectations on the multiplayer aspect being like played out. Um, you really shouldn't expect too much of it becoming almost like a turf war when this really is the solo player campaign that's been long awaited for. So given that the first three games were focused on turf war, while story mode became the secondary playable element in there, this game kind of flips it on its head and makes it only a story mode campaign. And to kind of round things off, don't forget this game releases July 23rd, 2026. And also, just a few days in advance, you'll be able to purchase the new Splatoon Raiders amiibo. So, for those guys who made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching and see you soon.